Well, Jason, you brought up earlier that a key pivot around the value you were attempting to provide to customers, and then you made some pivots to really you weren't hitting the mark. Can you talk a little bit more about that, of what maybe some specifics that you learned through your process, what you were doing at the time, and what that pivot ended up being?
Yeah, I mean, I think the message, like for me and for our team, was just fail fast. That was always like kind of the motto. Fail fast to more quickly figure out like what the wrong path is, so you don't spend too much time going down it, and you can more quickly find the right one.
I think, and so to his point though, like, do you now see, because you're obviously much further past than when you started, like, were there things you didn't think of, obviously, when you guys were growing at the beginning that caused major problems for you later on?
No, not. I mean, there are definitely things that we didn't think of that caused major problems, but it wasn't, like, those weren't really business model issues. It was more about, like, not thinking through the technology that was required to scale, and then all of a sudden we're at this point where our technology is just like obsolete, and we need to like quickly make a change and build new technology so we can get to the next level. So I don't know if that fits in with this discussion, but in terms of the business model, yeah, we did all of that. Like, my business was in startup mode, like pre-launch for 2.5 years, and that whole period was really a validation period. It was meeting with suppliers in the industry, it was figuring out what they wanted, what they didn't want, building a business that like catered to what they wanted, and then taking that message and going to a trade show and making sure that like when I pitched 20 people today, was the response like much different, much more positive than when I pitched 20 people a year ago. And it was so obvious that I'm like, wow, I'm onto something.
Can you think of a specific example of how you were pitching it early and then how you adjusted?
We started our business because there was a void online, like guys weren't being served when it came to discount fashion. And so I wanted to create an online discount e-commerce fashion retail store for guys. And the problem was that brands don't want to sell their off-price product online because it just ends up everywhere. And then why would people shop at their store at full price? So we created a business model where it's private, you have to sign up, and therefore like Google and the search engines can't reach all of our sale pages and spread it all through the internet. And the sales last 48 to 72 hours. So if we're working with a Nike, their product's only going to be exposed on our site for that short time period. So they have this short window for which to move a large volume of product, be exposed to this really massive audience of guys, but their product isn't lingering at a discounted price for months and months and months. And once that message was clear to the brands, like, they were so excited because they didn't have a trusted partner to turn to, let alone a trusted partner that was liquidating their product in a way that actually provided value.
So were you pitching it differently early on, or are you just not
I was
getting that
pitching
clear?
it as like, I'm an online men's discount fashion store. Like, I want to buy your product, and they're like, screw you. And I'm like, say screw you. I'm going to provide value.
But then, how did that evolve? Say a year later, how did that message change?
So the validated learning was now it's only for a short time frame. It's not I just want to buy it and have it.
You heard their concerns and said, how can I address these concerns?
Yeah, it was.
So we'll make it private, limited, blah, blah, blah.
Exactly. If we keep pitching it as an online men's discount fashion store, nobody's going to work with us. So let's come with a different angle. Let's make it private. Let's let them control the sale. It's 2 to 3 days now. I mean, there are some other things, but those are like the key elements. And once that message was clear to them that it's not just available for everybody, it's very private, very niche, very specific, you have control, then everybody was just like, I need it.